Guys, Satoshi Nakamoto himself is betting that Bitcoin is going to be trading at 100,000 US dollars by the next halving. Yes, and you heard me right. I said Satoshi Nakamoto because if you look at terms of probability, this guy is the highest probability that it is Satoshi Nakamoto. It is Adam Back from Blockstream. This guy is still working on Bitcoin already since its inception, and yeah, he has also a cryptography background, but in the end it really doesn't matter, right? It doesn't really matter who is Satoshi Nakamoto. We will never know for sure, and it's better that we don't know who it is, right? But this guy who actually builds on top of Bitcoin, puts satellites in the air so you can use the Bitcoin network without internet, basically. Adam Back is betting that Bitcoin will be trading at 100,000 US dollars by the next halving next year. And let me check the date on that, guys. That will be the 31st of March 2024. And I want to have a quick talk in today's video about what is going to come for Bitcoin and why I'm really agreeing with Adam Back right here on this bet. First of all, as you guys know, we have a little bit of different market perspective than the majority out there. The majority, I do believe, think that we are going to see a regular 4-year cycle, that 2023 will be a sideways year, and that 2024 might be a little bit more bullish, and 2025 will be the explosive year, right? And I won't blame people who have that perspective, because Bitcoin has been following that path cyclically in the past, right? So it makes sense to think that Bitcoin is going to do something like that, and there's also a decent possibility that Bitcoin is going to repeat that specific path, right? Only we, right here on the channel, we look at the markets a little bit from a different perspective. We try to look at it a little bit more holistic. We look at certain cycles, and all of these cycles, they tell us basically that something else might be happening with Bitcoin. So our preferred scenario is that 16-year cycle where we have a short acceleration, 2023, maybe till the beginning of 2024, and this is going to be the killer, guys, followed by a massive bear market, and 2022 will be nothing in there. I heard there's news right now about US dollar Tether. There's some FOD going on around Binance. Huobi has some FOD going around. FTX collapsed in 2022, right? Like, it marked basically the bottom of the Bitcoin bear market. But I think the craziness of the bear market and recession that we are going to see over the next coming years will be way bigger than what we've seen in 2022. And that's also the importance of this theory for retail investors, because my message is really going to be to help retail investors take profits at the right timing, try to convince them, and do something else with your money before we enter that recession. Because most people who will be who will place themselves in these investments, they won't survive a recession, right? I think most people, like in 2022, including me, like I had most of my assets in Bitcoin, right? I do have some stables, I did took some profits, but not enough, right? And 2022 actually was it's a difficult year in terms of that your portfolio is coming down, but that's not the hardest part, right? I mean, your portfolio goes down, but the thing is that the liquid money flowing around in the economy is shrinking. So your portfolio goes down, but it's also harder to get money. It's harder to like get work, get money, get like valuable money, especially in crypto, but also in other sections. So this is something to think about as well. Like, how does a recession look? A recession, your portfolio will go down, your assets can go down, right? Cash is king in a recession, that's for sure. But how does the world look? Is it easy to find a job? Do you get high paid salaries? What are the costs? Are the costs like nice? Are costs cheap or are costs expensive? No. Recessions are very hard if you don't have any savings, right? And if you can take profits at the right time, and then have those savings for that recession, it is actually a gift in disguise. Because when you have money in a recession. You can buy things, this might sound a little bit immoral, but it's not. It's just the way nature works. When you have money and it goes bad with the economy, a lot of opportunities rise. You can buy a lot of assets very, very cheap. You can start companies very, very cheap. It is easier to find employees and so on. It's easier to make investments. The risk that you are taking is very low because everything is down anyway. The only thing that you need is you need to have cash to stay in order to be patient. That's like really important. If you have cash, you start buying like expensive watches or expensive cars, and these devalue. You have to sell them later at a loss just to survive. This is what actually is killing you, right? So what do you need? You need cash, a lot of cash, to survive for yourself, and you need cash to invest. Those are very, very important. And then after the recessions, when things go better, you will make a shit load of money with your investments that you all invested in the bear market and in the recession. Because that's also how I actually made my money. Most of my money I made because in 2019 I basically sold everything that I had, my car, every money that I had on my bank account, every money that came into my bank account. I was doing some graphic design work or making some websites left and right. All that money went into Bitcoin. And I was quite lucky. Back then in 2019, I didn't have like that much cost. I didn't have rent and so on. So I could literally push all my money in crypto, especially in Bitcoin, and that really paid off. That all in at the bottom really, really paid off, and that is still where I'm thriving from today, because it still made it. The money that I put in back in 2019 when it was $3,000, that still is from the levels right now a 10x. So guys, that's what I'm trying to tell you right here. Like, if you want to become rich, if you want to become successful, it is in these macro choices, choices that you basically make in terms of investment. These are the most important. And we need a bull market. We need a bull market to take profits, to get that money, to get that expansion and so on. But we need that bear market too. Because without a bear market, I never could accumulate that much Bitcoin that I did it back in 2019, right? If Bitcoin just would be trading at 20,000, it's very difficult to accumulate, right? So we need that bear market too. But these macro choices are very important. It's very important to remain in perspective when the markets move, so that you can say when we are close to a top, you don't have to call the exact top, but when we are close to a top, that you can see the potential of the bear market and then take profits. And when we are at the low of the bear market, that you can see the potential again in terms of the next bull market, right? And I think that is very important. I think everyone right here in this crypto space has a very important choices to make in the coming years. A lot of people will be fooled. A lot of people will be left behind. And I really want to prevent that right here on the channel. Right here on the channel, I really want to, of course, we are focusing on shorter term price movements. That is all nice. If you want to have extra information on that, you can always join our private Telegram. But what I also really want to focus on is on the macro perspective. When are we going to take profits? When is Bitcoin entering a bear market? And what are we going to do with those profits? Right? In which assets are we going to lay our profits and wait patiently? That is also very important, because are you going to put 100% in stablecoins or 100% in US dollar Tether? I wouldn't do that. Although I trust US dollar Tether, I've seen it on the edge of breaking multiple times, especially in 2017 when it depegged from the US dollar. But I still think US dollar Tether is a great stablecoin. But this is a good question. Can US dollar Tether survive something like 2022 with a magnitude of 2, 3, 4? So these are very important questions, because once the crypto market will enter that bear market, we are going to see companies you thought would never fail. So diversification is very important. It might be possible that you cash out some Bitcoin and that you separate that into multiple stable coins, and that one stable coin like Luna, for example, just goes to zero. That is a possibility, but it should lay in your risk management strategy that even though one stable coin would go to zero, the other ones would still be worth taking that risk. And that is definitely possible, because if you would have taken profits for Bitcoin at the top, let's say at 60,000 US dollars. That was not even the top. You could do it at 68,000 or 70, depending on the exchange. But let's say 60,000 US dollars. If you would have taken profits right there, Bitcoin eventually came down 80%, and it would be definitely worth it if you would have your money separated in, let's say, 5 stable coins, to lose like 1/5 of that portion. You still would have like way more money to reinvest in Bitcoin and to buy more Bitcoin, because of course on the longer term time frame I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. The fundamental is very we need Bitcoin. The world needs Bitcoin. I'm very confident about that, but the world also needs the internet and needed the internet, right? We can't imagine a world right now where there is no internet, right? Like when the internet is not working, like your life looks different. It's just not nice. We are completely grown into having internet 24/7 around us, right? Checking the weather. When you have a question, you Google it. When I post a video, you might watch it. You want to watch the crypto prices, all this stuff. And the internet also, even though we need it that much, and it is being adopted that in such a rapid speed, the internet went in a bear market in the year 2000 when the dot-com bubble crashed. And why is that? Why can such a new technology, a new communication protocol that everyone needs, companies are being built on them, go into a bear market? Well, that's basically how the market sentiment and human emotions work. We go from one extreme to another extreme, because you can also say, like, how can the prices go so high in a short-term time frame, right? Because they are going so high in a short-term time frame, they are overvalued at some point, and they will also be undervalued at some point. But for you as a market participant, it is important that you take your chips off the table when things are overvalued, and that you put your chips on the table when things are undervalued. And it doesn't really matter if you make this week a little bit profit, next week a little bit profit with short-term trading, because if you miss the bigger picture, you still lose money, or you wouldn't make as much money as you could have. These macro choices, I think, guys, are very important. And so, guys, I think it is very important for every single one of you to make the right decisions in the next coming years. I will purely for myself, like, try to help you in that. And I can be wrong. Like, I have been wrong in the past multiple times. I also thought Bitcoin go to 100,000 previous bull market. Yeah, of course, I don't have anything right, but I do invest my time with the intention of really trying to figure things out and trying to present that to my community. So the intention that I have, guys, and the amount of energy that I'm putting into this work is really pure. So, guys, I really, really hope that I can help a lot of people making the right investments decisions. I would also say don't lean 100% on me, on my analysis and so on. Like I said before, I can be wrong. The only thing that I can promise you guys is that I invest my time and my energy to try to figure things out and to try to present that to you in a simple way where you can understand that. So, guys, that was the story that I have for today's video. Once in a while, I just have to make a video and talk about the importance of certain choices, because it is very serious. It is really about your situation, about your future situation, how the next years of your life is going to look, where you are going to be, what are you going to do, how are you going to spend your time. You know, crypto crypto can change everything, right? It can give you the freedom, it can take away your freedom. So very important to think about that. Guys, I want to thank, if you are still here at this video, I want to thank you all for watching. And I'm really happy with the community. I'm really happy with you. I appreciate every single one of you. I have a good community feeling. I do have to say, I do have to be honest, when I started this channel, I had the feeling there was a tighter community who had more people reacting. I have the feeling right now it's a little bit, it's less tight than it was when we started, but it doesn't matter. We can still make this community even better than when we started. And the most important thing is that the intention is right. The intention for us is that we trying to figure out what is going on. We're trying to outsmart the markets. We are trying to take our piece of the pie, right? That is the most important thing. And that is the game that is the game basically that we are playing. So guys, I want to thank every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for using the links down below. Thank you for joining WhaleAlerts. Thank you for using Whale Portal. All of these things make me very happy. And when I see the comments from you that it really helps you becoming profitable and that I'm doing something useful for you, that really helps me too. That really stimulates me too in creating these videos. So again, from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you very much for everything. Yeah guys, and we're going to rock this bull market. And I think it's also very important, just as a reminder, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel with the notifications all on, because it might be possible that, I don't know, in the bull market there will be a lot of YouTube channels, and then suddenly you will follow a different channel and then I won't pop up in your feed anymore. And maybe when that important moment comes that you need to take profits, or when I have an important video, important announcement, it won't pop up in your feed. So make sure to subscribe and to have the bell notifications on, so you at least know you won't miss out. And of course you can always watch Whale Portal. You can also set alerts in your own agenda, right, to remind you in a future time. That is possible too, guys. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. If you want to stay connected, make sure to subscribe. Let's rock 2023. Let's rock 2024. And let's rock the coming years until 2030 and beyond. So I have a lot of things that I'm going to announce later down the road, because right now I'm already working on a plan on when to take profits on Bitcoin, when to reinvest in Bitcoin in the next years ahead, but also when to take profits after that and when to reinvest after that. So right now I'm laying a whole plan that is going up till 2030 for investing, when to enter, when to exit, when, only based on cycles. And these are a lot of cycles combined with other data like interest rates, anything, stuff like that. It's super interesting, and I really have the feeling that I found something here that can help a lot of people. So guys, stay tuned for that, and I wish you all a beautiful day, and I see every single one of you in the next video.